Good morning everyone, today is another pre-maintenance checklist video, which means we're going over all the different campaigns that are ending with this coming maintenance. So the very first thing I want to go over is the servers will not be going down for maintenance this week, and thank goodness for that because there's actually nothing really going away. The important things that will be going away is really just the AC scratches. There's the PSO2 Memories 2025, the Mechanical Revive over here, and more importantly is of course the AC Support Item Select. Remember, these are all of the Radi capsules. For those who are buying Radi capsules or still need Radi capsules, you may have noticed that the prices did take a huge nosedive. Literally, the parfaits dropped by like 20 to 30 million, so prices were pretty good. However, they are slowly starting to rise in price again. So if you don't have any Radi capsules, I would recommend maybe holding on to a couple of them, maybe like one or two of them. Doesn't have to be the parfaits, just any Radi capsule, because usually they do go up in value as new gear gets introduced when the Radi capsules are not available in the AC scratch. But as for things that are going away, that's pretty much it, which is why I'm kind of happy that there isn't really a server maintenance, like servers aren't going down, because there's nothing really going away. However, that does not mean that there's nothing to do this week. The reason I say this is because next week, or on November 5th, the seasonal event will be ending, as well as all the different campaigns, including the boost campaigns and all of that stuff. So if you haven't completed an item weapon as well as execute armors, this is pretty much a reminder to you guys saying that, hey, you guys should probably make sure that you at least make your execute armors, at least get your item weapons, so that, you know, in the next update when we get new weapons or new whatever, you will be prepared. For those who are wondering, hey, Caro, you just said new weapons. If we get new weapons, why should I even bother making the item weapon? The reason is because the item weapons have this unique passive where you can transfer all of your augments, including your EX augments, without an augment transfer pass. And since we have an augmentation boost campaign for these right now, where you get the 10% augmentation aid, as well as the reduced enhancement costs and all of that stuff, it's probably a good idea to make an item weapon, or at the very least buy a Juvlog weapon over here and get this all the way to enhancement level plus 100, so that you can fill out all 8 augments with actually like high-end augments. And that way, when you do get a new weapon in the next couple of months, you'll be able to transfer all of these augments over, and you'll save yourself a lot of money. Because remember, there's currently a 75% discount to literally everything regarding the Juvlog, the Volgan, as well as the Iden weapons, and of course the Execute armors. So you do want to take advantage of that in order to just save yourself quite a lot of headache. Now, another thing I also want to remind everyone is going to be the seasonal shop. Remember, they did add new items into the seasonal shop, so there's a lot of stuff that you can buy. I've just bought out the alpha reactor so far. However, I do have 24 million seasonal points, which probably will be enough to buy out all the other stuff. The main thing that I want returning and new players to focus on is going to be your Golden Prim Sword 2s, as well as your Golden Prim Armors 2s. You definitely want to buy these, because remember, these are limit broken all the way to plus 100. You're literally saving yourself basically a million Meseta per sword you're buying here. And since you can buy 80 of these Golden Prim Swords 2s, as well as 30 of these Golden Prim Armors 2s, you're saving yourself a lot of headache and a lot of money. So make sure that you do pick these up. Now, with that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the ARCS records. This week's ARCS records is the Slope Style Solo. Just participate so you do get your 20 ARCS record badges. Now, the reason why you want your ARCS record badges is, again, because of these weapon camos. The weapon camos won't be going away until December 3rd, so you have plenty of time, but I would pick up these weapons ASAP, as they are all color variant, so they are very pretty. But as usual, if you don't care about that, just pick up the star gems. The next thing I want to go over is, of course, the Aegis Integras. Again, you're just going to turn all of your Neo A weapons into Aegis Integras, or you might just have a ton of normal Aegis Integras, which you're going to use to pick up all of your Aegis Souls. As you can see, I actually have like 1,200 of these Aegis Integras. So you're going to exchange for all the different Souls, as well as all the different Dominas, because you can turn all of these into Hal Finales. I know some people are like, Carol, why are you still reminding people to do this? You know, there's like, I've got a bajillion Hal Finales already. It's mainly to make sure that you actually exchange all of these, because a lot of people are sitting on a lot of money that they just don't know that they have. So again, we head over to the item lab, go to augment capsules over here. We're going to type in Hal Finales. And first of all, we're going to make the regular HAL finale. You can see I can make 15. You get a lot of these materials from the limited time quest, so make sure that you do check, hey, maybe you got a bunch of HAL finales. However, the HAL finales aren't worth a lot by themselves. What you need to do is you have to upgrade the HAL finales into Magis HAL finales, which as you can see here, we can make an additional 6. So once you've made your Magis HAL finales, the next thing you want to check is the lowest HAL finale. You can see over here, I can make 1 lowest HAL finales, and the main bottleneck that I have are of course the Magis HAL finales. I actually don't have enough. I only have 15 Magis HAL finales, and it requires 10 of them to make 1. So we can make this right here, and right here we can check that the Magis HAL finales are going for 6 million Meseta. So you might be sitting on a lot of materials that can help you make these lowest HAL finales, which then you can sell on the market for a little bit of money, or you can just save some money for yourself. Instead of buying these for 6 million a pop on the player market, you can just make them yourselves and use it for your own gear. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is of course the item recycle. Over here we can pick up 50 star gems again, so make sure that you do pick up the 50 star gems. You can do this every single week. It really does add up. So for my friends who are hurting for star gems, please don't skip this one. The alpha reactors is really more of an optional thing because it does consume quite a bit of NEX cubes. You can see I have been slacking a little bit on the farming because of Elden Ring. So we've literally only been farming like an hour in NGS, and then we hop over to Elden Ring. I'm having an absolute blast in Elden Ring. However, I am getting my ass handed to me. You can see on the top right corner over here that I have died 39 times so far. A lot of those deaths were on the first day. Like second day and third day, I have gotten much better. I think I died like 3 times yesterday, and we did finally manage to kill Morgrid and Margaret or whatever, like the first 2 main bosses in the castle, or like I guess they're considered one boss. But we have cleared the castle area, and I'm going into zone 2, or that's what people call it. So yes, we beat the first stage. It only took like 8 hours, but it's okay, we're in zone 2 now, so we are making pretty good progress. Then of course, if you do buy all the alpha reactors, you do want to sell all 50 of them for some Meseta. Alright, the next thing is of course the Genesis Point exchange shop over here. We're going to scroll down and you can see all of the minerals have been refreshed. I do recommend buying every single mineral over here. You can buy 200 of all the minerals, and it only costs 8,000 Genesis points, so just buy that and wabam. Now of course, if you still have extra Genesis points, you can buy a bunch of other goodies over here. I would probably recommend the Master Fragments and then maybe the Foundia capsules if you want. Personally, I don't need any more of these Master Fragments because I literally have like 5,000 Master Cubes, so it's not necessary for me. However, if you're still a new or returning player, it's probably a good idea to buy those. Next up is going to be, of course, the Alliance Badge Exchange Shop over here. Again, we can pick up another 30 star gems over here. Wabam and wabam. Now, another thing I want to remind everyone is that we are having the NGS headline on the 28th. I do think Sega has some very stiff competition in the month of November because there have been a lot of really great games coming out. You know, Chaos Zero Nightmare, I'm currently really addicted to that. Obviously, I'm playing Elden Ring as well, so that's kind of consuming my life. And then we have Do It Night Abyss coming out. We have the 3rd anniversary for Nikke. We have Cyrene coming out on Honkai Star Rail. I don't really care about Cyrene. I heard that she got nerfed to the ground, or like she's just really weak. So not entirely interested in that. And then of course we have Wuthering Waves. We're getting a lot of leaks on Chisa as well as Buling. I'm a big fan of Buling's attack kit. Chisa kind of reminds me a little bit like Jet Boots. I find it a little bit weird how she attaches the scissors to her foot like that. But hey, you know, super flashy, super cool, so that is really nice. But yeah, Sega has some very stiff competition this month, or in November, because there are just so many games coming out. So I don't know how I'm going to juggle my time, or just time management, because I do want to still gear up in NGS, so whenever there's stuff here to farm, we will be farming for that. But I might be distracted by all the other new games as well. But at the end of the day, we the consumer win because we have abundance of choice. We have a lot of great games to play. So if NGS ain't doing it for you, don't worry, there are plenty of other choices out there. Just go play another game, wait until NGS gets a good patch, and then come back. With that being said, I really do hope that NGS does have something really good cooked up, because this LTQ was really, really good. Whoever made this LTQ should just you know, be in charge of all future LTQs because it was really well designed. I actually AFK'd one time during the LTQ because I was watching a video showing people like some stuff on stream, and I didn't get any loot. I actually went over, I opened a couple boxes, and I didn't get any loot. And then, yeah, people were like, yeah, karma, you know, stop AFKing in LTQ. So that was pretty nice, basically like, yeah, you can't AFK, you have to actually actively go kill stuff, and your points is determined by your damage. So it's kind of encouraging people to gear up and stuff. So that is really nice.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel, it really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.